Sorry, I'm a little bit late here. I was in bed, and then I was asleep, and then I woke up, and it was a little bit later than I was expecting. And so, I am also, I had to shave a little bit. So there's less beard than there was yesterday, which is unusual because normally the beard only increases. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, so I think what we were doing yesterday. So we've pretty much done this area, I think. I'll probably do some more on it, but I don't want to overdo it. In fact, one thing I do want to have a go with. Let's just try it real quick. While waiting for everything to kind of pop in, is this BR rock? Well, rock, BR rock, stone. 3 maybe. Let's see what happens. Boom, get a rock. Alright, so if I do a BR rock stone 1, what does that do? We get a little rock there. Maybe we can do a couple of others. Yeah, this could be cool actually, couldn't it? See what we can do with rocks. Maybe we can get... Oh, I won't put too many on here. So I'm kind of going... I don't want to just go crazy and put rocks freaking everywhere. Especially considering we're talking about a mountain which is a different colour, so who knows how these rocks could get here. Let's change this to a regular stone rock here, and we'll just put that on there. Chicken rocks. Yes, I like the way you think. This actually looks like a great place to kind of just bulk out a little bit with some rocks. It's a little bit controlled at the moment. This is what I should have been using before when I was using those cylinders. I could have been using rocks. Alrighty. One on there. Maybe one on there. And let's go back and we'll just do the same again. Stone 1. And I'm thinking what we could do actually perhaps is kind of drop some of these rocks around the place, kind of amongst the undergrowth here. Could be kind of cool. Kind of around in places where we've got this weird, just kind of nothing going on. In fact, let's actually bone meal this area because this is kind of weird that there's nothing here. And then we'll get on with whatever I'm doing for the rest of today's stream, which I don't know what that is yet, but... Floaters. Urgh! I hate floaters! Yes, okay. So a little bit of... what? I put those in? Oh yeah, those were already there, weren't they? Yeah, I remember. So... Anyway, a little bit of care and attention around the place will add up. So, we were doing this side here, that's right. Hello! How are you this morning? Slimy? Yes, I remember where we were. We'll need to do all the way down here actually, won't we? We'll do that before we put the water back in. This area looks okay, I think. So I need to have a think about how exactly we want this to work, because this is going to be the water level, which means that we're going to have kind of a beach that just suddenly ends, which is a bit weird. So maybe we should build up a little bit more rocky over here, too. That could be cool. Oh, we could have, like, rock pools. I'm doing just fine. I've just woken up a little bit later than usual, which is why well, I guess you don't know, but I started a little bit later. I swear down, I was a little bit later when starting. So let's have a go with kind of evening these out a little bit. Oh goodness, League of Legends. Let's get started, shall we? Where to begin? I'm not a huge fan of League of Legends, actually. Oh, we can actually get access to the underground here. Okay. I used to be a big fan of Heroes of Newerth. That was the first MOBA that I played, and so League of Legends is a competitor, and I always thought it was a bit slow. League of Legends, Heroes of Newerth have these great special effects, like they're beautiful special effects, and I feel like League of Legends always had kind of like little blue circles, and that was about it. So that's my, yeah, I liked it insofar as I liked the genre, but I never really was a huge fan of League of Legends. I can tell you where the word comes from, actually. So back when I was playing EverQuest 2, I had to come up with a name for a character, and I was big into my Warhammer in those days, and Imgal is a very obscure location in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. And I thought the word sounded cool, so I stole it. Alrighty, let me just figure out what I'm going to do, and then I will tackle the topic of Skyrim. So I think let's just try and I'll use the lift brush, and I'm just going to try and fix a little bit some of this stuff. Skyrim. So I think principally it's freaking awesome, but I think it suffers the same as most of the other Bethesda games in that I don't know what the problem is really. I just get bored really. Like it's cool and all, but it just I think the world isn't really compelling enough. Like it's a lot of very small, insignificant, sometimes badly written stories stuck together to form a huge world. It doesn't have a feeling of cohesion, I suppose. Like, and I've never completed the. I've never felt compelled, I suppose, to complete the story quest in either Oblivion or Skyrim. I mean, it's the same for Fallout with me. I just never really felt compelled to kind of progress. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. I would get sidetracked onto a load of like side missions, and yeah, that would probably be about it. One of the bigger problems, I think, with both Skyrim and Fallout, although less so, I think, in the more modern Fallout, is it's an RPG in a shooter's body, and so you feel like, oh, I shoot someone in the head, they should die, right? No, you're wrong. You shoot them in the head 15 times with your BB gun, and they'll still not have even taken any damage at all. I think it's the same for Skyrim. The power creep is so real, and I mean, normally that's fine for an RPG because A, the RPG is linear, so you can be in the right areas at the right time, and B, you're not physically controlling the character, so you're not like chopping an axe into somebody's body and seeing it do nothing at all. That's, I think, a big problem in my eyes with Skyrim. I mean, the game's great, the world is beautiful, and voice acting is cool, and so on and so forth. It's got a lot of redeeming qualities, but for me, no. That's probably not a very original viewpoint either. I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way. I'm just going to try and run a little bit through like what I've done here, just to try and make these a bit more consistent. Because at the moment they're looking a bit wibbly wobbly, like spilled paint, and we don't want spilled paint. We want nice, sweeping, curving beach. Four months is quite a long time, to be fair. I don't know if that's... Yeah, is that a good thing or a bad thing to you that it took you 4 months? Ooh. Lost my chat briefly there. Goodness me. Excuse me. Got a hiccup. Oh. So where were we? What was I? Which? Oh, goodness. Which level was I just at? Oh, I've just done this one here, haven't I? Yeah, I can see. I'm totally making a difference here, guys. This is under the water as well, so I'm not going to bother going too much further down. I would say, is the story... Actually, I will say, is the story worth it? I mean, I don't want any spoilers, because I might actually play it one day, but... Hosker J-Man. I'm building... we're building the next section of this build here, so I'm putting in a beach, and I'm trying to make it nice and smooth. And so I've got the basic shape down, but to make it smooth, I don't know of a better way than working by hand, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to smooth this out by hand. And so that's what I will be doing, likely for at least the first part of this stream today. I'm just going to take a little bit off here. Maybe I could use a brush, actually, a small brush. So let's do that. BR cylinder stone 2 could be useful, I think, just for filling out some of these areas where we're getting the kind of quite wrong shape. What I could do here is a BR cylinder air 2. Hello, Phoenix. And we can just use that a little bit just to clear out some space there. And then I guess we can just punch the rest of the way. So we want to kind of keep it reasonably consistent, about the same width all the way along. So we're not, because that's the real the main problem, and I'm not sure if there's a good resolution. I think you can use World Painter will do this very easily, but World Painter also doesn't play super nicely with pre-existing worlds, and also it doesn't make a nice time lapse. So we will be doing it this way. Oh, okay. So maybe the story, the side quests do kind of play into it then. My girlfriend loves that game, and she loved. She loves Fallout as well. But yeah, I never really got into it. Cool. So that's a nice smooth line again. So this area here is kind of a problem. Let's just tackle this area real quick. So we'll just do a blend ball, and we'll do a brush size 7, and we'll real quick, we're just going to blend out this weird behavior here. Let's do that. Well, actually, while we're at it, we may as well blend in this bit. Although I think, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to deal with that. I think maybe we can have kind of sandbanks, could be cool. Maybe. Well, my girlfriend plays not the same ones as me, so in some ways it's even worse. Just very casual about video games, and I'm decidedly not. Although nowadays I only really have time for casual video games, I still go in for the more difficult and the more demanding games. I used to play some of the most hardcore games. I played EVE Online for a while. I played Darkfall Online, which is extremely hardcore. If you die in Darkfall, you lose everything you're carrying. If you lose your, you have to build the cities that you live in, or kind of all yourself. And if you die, well, not if you die, but if you lose the battle for the city, the opponent takes control of your city and you lose your home, essentially. Which has been, you know, the place that you've lived with all the other players for 6 months, a year, whatever. It's pretty upsetting when that happens. But that's it. That was a good game. It has a lot of problems still, but you know, just that getting that rush from you know, fighting a battle that actually means something is really fun when it happens. A lot of the time it's just like, well, I grind for a while and then 6 dudes come up and kill me and I lose all my stuff, and in that way it could be quite frustrating. But nice, this is working quite nicely. We're starting to really get these smooth lines, which I wanted. So this one next, I think. I'm not sure. Did we just do this? We just did this, right? I'm gonna just lengthen it out a little bit here. A bit better, I think. A bit smoother. Yes. What's your favourite video game right now? Nudes. Oh, Age of Mythology. I never did play Age of Mythology, actually. That was by the people who made Age of Empires, right? I played Age of Empires for sure as a kid. I loved that game. But never really played it. You know, well, I was a kid. I never really understood. I just wanted to build pretty bases, basically. But that was a cool thing for sure. To build this out, I think, give me more space for the next step up. Yeah, I basically just wanted to build lots of pretty things. League of Legends. Oh no, I think League of Legends is pretty good. But I mean, you've got to have the mindset that it's just a game. You've got to remember that it's just a game, and you've also got to remember that the game is as much about playing your own team as it is about fighting the opponents. And I mean, this is a pretty sad and difficult thing to handle, to be honest. To realise that your team are just as much the enemy as the enemy is, and you've basically just got to manipulate them as much as you can to kind of just to get the team to be cohesive and to work together. And this is a real difficult skill, and you know, if you're looking for, yeah, let's play as a team, let's go in and we'll play as a team. If you're in random lobbies, it's gonna suck, basically. You've got to, as I say, try and manipulate people into working as a team, and you've got to view everybody in the game as your enemy, essentially. Because somebody on your team who's gonna rage or feed or you know, deliberately let their teammate die is just as bad, if not worse, than the opponent, because, you know, there's only 5 opponents. There's always 5 opponents. It becomes a lot more difficult when there is like extra opponents because someone on your team is playing up. It's kind of similar in League of Legends, actually. Not League of Legends, what am I saying? I just saw the word League and I was like, League of Legends. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. I played a lot of World of Tanks, and World of Tanks is, my goodness, I've never seen a game with such a large and terrible community. Like, they're so bad at the game. I don't even, it blows my mind every time I log on. It's like, I haven't played in a year, in 18 months or whatever, and I go on and I'm still better than 75% of the player base. I don't, yeah, for such an old and mature game, it really boggles my mind that the weaklings haven't been weeded out. I never played War Thunder. It came along like after World of Tanks, so I already kind of had my tank fix, and I didn't really need War Thunder for it. Hello, Max. Let me guess, you play War Thunder. well, yeah, World of Tanks anyway, to go back into what I was saying about the players being useless. World of Tanks is 100% a game of you versus everybody, and you have to use it. It's brutal, but you know, you've got to be fully Machiavellian and just be like, these people on my team are there only to serve my purposes. You know, they go forward and die. You know that's going to happen. There's 15 guys on the team. Almost everyone in the game's terrible. Well, it's not really a shooter, to be fair. In fact, it's not. I would argue it's not a shooter. But yeah, so basically everyone on the team is just there as like, they're gonna suck, they're gonna die, so you got to use them to your best advantage. If they go out and they do stupid things and they drive out and die, you have to use that as an opportunity to take shots on the enemy. A lot of the time you just have to wait and camp and just wait for one of your teammates to drive out and take the shots for you, because, you know, at the end of the day, you're worth more than they are because everybody in the game's terrible. So I justify it that way, and yeah, basically play against both teams because that's the best way. But with regard to what kind of game it is, it's not actually really a shooter. Like, most of the shooter skills don't really come into... I'm not sure about War Thunder, but certainly in World of Tanks, well, it is a shooter, I suppose, but it's an extremely low-paced shooter to the point where Twitch skill doesn't really come into it. So I think, in that regard, it's kind of good. It's got some of those shooter skills, like you have to take cover, you have to aim a little bit, but not in the same way. It's very much kind of about positioning, which is a big element in shooters, of course. Hello, Littleton 13. That's me. My neck already hurts. I haven't even got to my 8 hours of desk job. Oh sure, that's really good. If you can have like a good close match and then you win, that's great. Although a good close match and then you lose sucks. You know, when you could have won and you've got to blame somebody basically, because there's not much luck in the game, is there? And it's that blame game, I think, that really hurts League of Legends and all MOBAs as well. All, you know, Dota or Heroes of New Earth. They're extremely toxic environments, which sucks, really, because it does nobody any good. And like I say, it actively hurts the team a lot of the time when people start just being petulant and throwing their dummy out, spitting their dummy out or whatever. Sure, but no, it's never anybody entirely to blame. But yeah, you know, that's not a good feeling either. Blaming yourself isn't good. Blaming someone else also feels bad. And I think a lot of people, a lot of gamers in particular, are not really in touch with. Oh, we're gonna go real touchy-feely here. They're not really in touch with their emotions, and so what this means is, I think, in a game like League of Legends, where you're raging and smack talking people, what this effectively means is that you know, humans aren't. I don't think humans like doing this kind of thing. Like being mean. Like being mean it feels bad, and I think what this does essentially is build up kind of a real undercurrent of kind of negativity. Which is good for no one. You know, it's not good to be on the receiving end. It's not good to be on the giving end. And I think you know, gamers in particular don't really realise how destructive this kind of negative attitude can be to themselves and to others. Or really don't consider it. I suppose they might realise that it's destructive, but they don't really consider the ramifications of that on themselves. Even, I mean, a lot of people. The internet's famously selfish, so. I'm just going to take this line back a little bit because it looks like it's extended a bit far forward here. Well, that's good. Because, you know, that's kind of how we can hopefully turn it a little bit. Cool. So I think we're reaching the level of being out of the water now. So let's have a look here. So yeah, I think that last one was probably the first one that's outside of the water. This needs taking back just a little bit more again, I think. Oops. Oh yeah, sure. Well, that's a big problem. I think with the same thing. I'm often doing that in when I played Dota more recently. I'm like, here's what you need to do, guy. Like, I'm explaining to you how to play the game to try and help you so that we can win the game, and they go like super defensive, because normally that's like super hostile aggression when somebody's telling them what to do. They're used to it being kind of mean-spirited, and I'm like, I just want to win the game, mate. I don't care about this pettiness. I just want to win. I'm just trying to tell you, don't randomly run in towards where the enemy is and get killed. Like, you can stop doing that, because, well, you just please stop running in solo and dying, for example. Is a common thing that newbies can do in these kind of games. But that sounds very much like kind of harsh criticism, which they don't want to take, which is unfortunate, really. Alrighty, cool. So this is working pretty nicely now. The rest of this stuff at the base, forget about it. It's not very important. It's going to be underwater, so... let's see here. I think I want to bring this one forward a little bit. Closer to where I kind of need to be now. Kind of tricky. This is a real tricky problem, actually. This trying to resolve these curves. It's a very complex curve we're working with here. Hello, Hong Vu, welcome. So yeah, it's a bit tricky. This line looks pretty good, though. Have I done this one at all? Doesn't look like, I don't know if I have. Let's bring this out. So it's not... We're basically trying to make sure that each step, as much as possible, has the same space in front of and behind it. Because this is the way that we can keep it looking nice and smooth, and it's effort, I know, but it's what we gotta do. And there we are. Oh, this corner here needs a little bit more pushback, I think. Just take one off each of these guys. A little bit more here, maybe. Yes. And the next layer. We haven't really. We'll deal with the corner later. It's okay. Oh, the machine heard me say her name and started talking to me just then. Something about calling people. Hopefully she doesn't accidentally call anybody, because that would be awkward. It'd be awkward if my conversation would broadcast to another person. Difficult one, it's quite a messy one already. Let's use a rush a little. Take it through here. This evening. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that actually. I don't want to be stalked. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you if I'm on tomorrow. I'll tell you next time. I'm doing something interesting this evening in the London town. It should be fun. I know that's a great story, isn't it? It's such a cool story. I'm doing something on a Friday night. Wow. Mikey boy, hello. Let's see here. Yeah, I think time to punch this section by hand. Wait, is it, which section is it? It's this one, yeah. Hello, Real Flan. So it's Friday. You not know it's Friday? Clearly not living the life like me, counting every day. Counting every day until Friday. Yes, I also stream on YouTube. I'm also streaming on a service called Mixer. Oh, well, that's lucky for you. I lived every day this week, I think. I hope it's Friday. It better be Friday. I'm 99% sure it's Friday, actually. No, it's Friday. Yeah, League of Legends really does gobble up time, doesn't it? I mean, one game is what, like 40 minutes to an hour, is it? Or is it faster? It's faster in League, isn't it? More like 20 to 40 minutes, right? Let's see here. Yeah, we're getting there here. So we can take out this corner here a little bit, because this needs to chill. And we will do that. Oh my goodness, have you read the news? More news yet about Trump again. Very exciting. I mean, if you're into fascism, because it reads like, I'm sure one day we're going to see in the history books this section as a lead up to something bad. You know, like we get the lead up to World War II, and we're like, and then old Adolf abolished the opposition or whatever. It kind of reads like that when we're like, and then Britain voted to leave the EU, and then Donald Trump had a conference with Putin, and that was kind of the ending point where the Americans chose not to depose him, and I feel like that might have been it, right? Like, he's openly shown contempt for the entire American country, basically, and nothing's happening so far. This is really, America has to make a choice now. Oh goodness, that's so you can see my face in glorious 2 HD, like 4K, but it's only 2K. Well, like literally 2K, I suppose. No, wait. 4K is 4,000 pixels. 4 giga? No, what is 4K? Oh, 4K is the other height, isn't it? That's right. For some reason, we had 720p, and then we had 1080p, and then we had 4K. 4K refers to the long angle, which is funny. So it's not actually 4 times bigger than 1080p. It's only twice the size. So it's 2160p is 4K, which is really weird. Getting a bit there. I just want to take a little bit more off these corners here because these are looking a little bit not right. So let's take a little bit more off here. And this is the one I've just done, right? And so this needs a little bit of TLC. 1440p, yes, that's right. Which is double 720p. Why you would want that, who knows? Kind of 1.5 times HD. Righty, so this, I think this one needs a lot more. Let's use the brush just to bulk this out a little bit. So just gonna run along here real quick actually, and just bulk out the whole way along because this is not the right width at the moment. Yes, it's a bit better. Bulk that out just a little, and actually I've noticed here I want to push this back because we got a lot of space on the step above. I'm just going to shave a little bit off here, like that maybe. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And now we can just run along here and hopefully level this up a bit. So let's do that. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not no expert really. I do need a new setup though, actually. I'm not sure if you can, if you're getting any frame drops on the stream, but I keep getting the odd frame drop, which I mean it's fine, but you know, it's just not perfect. But then again, I don't know. I don't really game that much, so maybe it's not worth me getting a whole new gaming setup. It's not like I can upgrade my old one because this is a hello, Minecraft fan 478. Welcome. 1024 by 1080? Is that, or 1008? What is that? Even I've never heard of that. You must mean 1080, right? Okay. Just gonna bulk out here a little because this looks a little bit thin at the top and a little bit fat at the bottom. This is going to look nice on the time-lapse, I'm sure. I hope so. Actually, the main time-lapse probably won't even capture this, unfortunately. It's square. That's weird. Are you, like, from the past, or what? 1024 is tiny, isn't it? Yeah, that is really small. I think my phone has... Well, I was going to say, I think my phone has more pixels than that, but my phone has, like, way more pixels than that. Wow. I think it might be time for an upgrade. Just saying. Oh, this needs to come forward. This is an awkward step here, actually. Halfway. Some of it's too thin, some of it's too fat. I wonder if there's like an algorithmic way I could do this. I mean, I don't know. It would probably not be worth the effort rather than just by doing it by eye. But I reckon if you ran along each step and tried to average it between the two steps surrounding it, make sure that every line is kind of the same. It is that each step bisects the flat spaces in front and behind it. I think that would work actually to make a very smooth surface, but it's fine. I'm not going to try doing that because that's just a waste of time. Oh, okay. Get a bigger desk. Throwing out the real solutions to your problems here. You can call me Ingal the Agony Ant because I can solve all your problems. Easy, mate. Do I have tea left? Oh, I do. Oh, it is cold, but, you know, can't waste tea. There's worse things in the world than cold tea. Gee. Trying to think of some and drawing a bit of a blank. I'm sure there are, though. Citation needed. Oh, like it's like divided up. You got like a little box where the PC goes in. That sounds pretty old school, old fashioned. I used to have like a little, when I was a kid, I had this little, like, I don't know, made of MDF, like a little chipboard desk, and it had a little drawer where you put the keyboard and mouse on, and it had a space for them, for the monitor, and then, you know, through lots of violent video gaming sessions, the drawer that the keyboard and mouse were on fell through, and the whole, like, it had, the runners were along the side of the desk, and so the whole side of the desk went like this, and it was pushed back into place because I couldn't tell my parents I'd broken it. But at every other heated gaming moment, or I probably shouldn't, is that term kosher? I'm not sure it is. Anyway, heated gaming moment, the drawer would go and fall down, and yeah, that was a source of so much frustration, because, you know, I'm already angry because clearly something's annoying me if I'm you know, pressing hard enough on the keyboard and mouse drawer that it has caused it to fall, and then the last thing you want at that moment is for the keyboard and mouse to suddenly be gone. So that was pretty upsetting when it happened. But for some reason my dad didn't, he knew after a while that it had broken, and he never replaced it. He carried on using it himself, in fact. Which I always thought was weird. He's a rich, yeah, pretty rich professional. Been in the programming industry for 40 years, so I mean, he must be pretty well off. But he's playing on this little kid's desk that's broken with his super expensive gaming PC. And it on a little like office chair too, like really old, not even an office chair in fact, like a really old rubbish chair. And my dad is an interesting character. Oh yeah, no, rage was real. Beat the actual PC, that's pretty bad. You break it. I never broke anything in my rage, except for, as I say, the drawer. But I think the drawer, it was just a crappy desk anyway. My dad, I had a wireless mouse. The first time I had a wireless mouse, actually, I was so proud of it. I was like, yeah, it's wireless. It's awesome. It has no wires. Yeah. Hello, Castfire. Welcome. I was like, yeah, it's awesome, I've got a wireless mouse. And then my dad played with it, he got mad and just lobbed it against the wall, and just, not only did he completely annihilate it, it just exploded into like little bits, you know, like in a cartoon, like little bits of wires and like electronic parts that weren't even in the mouse came flying out of it. I'm pretty sure that there's not that many capacitors or whatever in the mouse. Like it fell into like a dishevelled smoking heap, and I was really, that was sad moment. Okay, excuse me one moment. Just having a small incident on Mixer there, but cleared up now. Oh yeah, that's dangerous. If you start swinging the mouse by the cable, you're gonna have a bad time, because that can strangle you even. Oh goodness, the things we do. I'm glad those kind of issues are kind of behind me now, like anger issues. Hello, Cortland, be cute. Welcome. And Surest Mender, 448, welcome. So we're nearly there now. We nearly got this whole area like nice and smooth. My goodness, another one. It's a little bit annoying. I'm banning people on Mixer. It's a little bit annoying that you can't do that with one click. You have to press enter. But it's okay. I sorted it. I'm sure. Hopefully there won't be too many more. Boom, boom, boom. I hope that one day the internet will become a chiller place. That's good, that's pretty much what I did. So... I think teenagers have a right to be angry. It's grown-ass men being angry is well, not a right, but teenagers have a very common tendency to be really angry at things. And I mean, it's okay. It's hormones and it's angst and whatever else. But I mean, when you're a grown-up, you're an adult. No, don't do it. You've got no right to you know get incensed with rage and you know shout at people or smash things. Like that's the actions of a toddler, not an adult. I don't think it's right for. I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me. Oh, so brave! You don't think? I don't think people should be angry. I think it is the responsibility of individuals to make sure that they're not giving into, you know, the temptation to just rage at things. Okay, so that's that step kind of done. I'm just going to take a little bit more off here because I want this to be a little bit more even. There we go, it's a little bit better. It's starting to lose that nice curve a little bit there. Maybe we can bring it back actually. Let's try and restore it because I don't want to lose that curve. So it starts kind of here, doesn't it? So let's try and resolve that a little. So if we put one in here actually. Oh yeah, no, it's kind of sad really. Yeah, it's like you can't go through life just being filled with rage. It's not a good life, basically. You know, it's your duty to yourself almost more than anyone else. Like being angry and destroying things or you know, shouting at people. It doesn't. That's not. You don't become. It doesn't make you happy, or at least it shouldn't make you happy. If it does, then you've got problems. It shouldn't make you happy to shout at people or to smash things. I mean, smashing things can bring you a little bit of kind of cathartic release, but I mean, if you've then got to buy a replacement, it's just going to make you feel bad. I think it's it's your duty to yourself to learn to kind of control your anger and not let it control you. Alrighty, so next step. So here we go. Across here. And this is going to need to come forward quite a long way because we haven't got any room for the sand here. Well, let's take it at this end first. And we're just going to bring it around here. I think particularly in the West, actually, we struggle a little bit with emotional health. I mean, they're starting to see it a little bit in schools now. In like in the UK, we're starting to have. They're talking about putting in as part of the national curriculum self-health, like health specifically relating to yourself, which is never really part of the curriculum. Normally, we don't really have kind of any self-care as part of the curriculum, which is really dumb. Like, this idea that people can just, without thinking about it, just be healthy people is farcical. I mean, you've got to learn good routines, you've got to learn, you know, when it's appropriate to go to a doctor. Particularly men in the UK, and I guess probably around the world, maybe not just the UK, struggle really with going to the doctor when they need to. Like, it's like some kind of admission of weakness, and it's no good. Really, it hurts them and it hurts people around them too, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, it's really unfortunate, to be honest. There's no two ways about it. Sure, Mr. Easy. I've read your message, and I fully forgive you. Just yeah, try to keep a level head. You're the moderator, and I trust you. So yeah. Hopefully, you don't mind me acknowledging it out loud. So it's nice and smoother. We'll take a little bit more out here. Sure. Sometimes it's right to go to the doctor. That's something that I think is not very well understood. And certainly I do the same thing. I hate going to the doctor. I will resist it until the very last moment. I feel like, oh god, if I don't go, I'm going to die. Then I'll go to the doctor. You know, and I'm not particularly like macho or whatever. What chance of someone who is? But I mean, apart from that, you know, my parents didn't teach me. I mean, I love my parents. I don't know if you're watching. Thank you for doing the best job that you could at raising me, but they're probably not watching, by the way. They're not that good parents. Yeah, they did the best they could, but they didn't teach me like a lot of kind of basic life skills. Like, I've got super dry skin, and they never taught me that I need to like moisturize my skin. You know, until basically my girlfriend forced me to do it, more or less. But I mean, I see now that I was kind of an idiot for not having done it sooner, but I never knew, I guess. I thought, oh, well, moisturizer's for girls, skincare is for girls. And it's like, well, actually, no, it's just basic. You need to look after your skin or you're going to get old. You're going to look old real quick. I think that's just part of it. There's a lot of other things. I mean, for example, meditation has this gigantic... not really stigma, but the amount of misunderstanding surrounding meditation is astronomical. It is unbelievable amount of misunderstanding surrounding the practice of meditation, and it's very useful. It's a very useful thing, and I think probably, arguably, everybody should be doing it. It's very helpful for a modern day life where we have such busyness all the time, and it can help us to, well, yeah, kind of escape from that busyness for a while. I used to have dandruff problems a little bit. I don't know, I get them on and off. I think I should have more dandruff problems than I do, actually, because I have really dry skin. But yeah, I don't really have it too much, I would say. I'm not sure, but I do wash my hair, so that's something my parents did teach me, at least. You gotta wash your hair. See, this concave shape just keeps creeping back in. It's so difficult to get things like kind of perfect here. Oh, maybe I shouldn't try this. I think it's fine. It's not too bad. It's a little convex shape. Oh, coconut, both of those things are pretty good for the skin, I think. I find we have a shampoo in here in the UK. It's actually what we're using. I'm using the dandruff is Head and Shoulders dandruff shampoo, and it works a treat. It's awesome. It actually does its job. I find I've got such dry skin. I just get kind of the fattest moisturizer that I can. So I have some really like thick, oily kind of moisturizing stuff, and that works well. Coconut oil actually is what my mother puts on her skin, because she also has really dry skin. So she just like slavers that stuff right on her. Yes, we're there. We're nearly there. It's so close. This already looks pretty good, this step. Wow, yeah. That's... I mean, my skin does that anyway. Like, if I don't moisturize it... in fact, sometimes on this stream, I will have... Obviously, you can't see that because the camera's too small. The camera image is too small, but I do frequently have... like super flaky, like I can just drag my fingers over my face or anywhere on my body and it's just like ashy. I think the term Black Americans uses, I don't know if it's outside of that, but ashy is this this state of having kind of dead skin kind of covering your entire body, and it looks like if you run your fingernails over your body you'll get like ash. I'm not going to do it because it's gross, but yeah, that's how you can tell you need more moisturizer on. And I mean, I still don't do it. I still don't, even knowing all this, knowing that I need it, I still don't usually moisturize my body because I'm just lazy. That's a real problem as well. This idea that something's more important than looking after yourself is a real fallacy. You only get one body. You can get a new job. I mean, I'm not suggesting that anybody should quit their job so that they can spend more time like putting moisturizer on, but I mean, you get the idea, right? Almost everything's replaceable except for your body. Actually, to be fair, body's getting close to being replaceable. Head transplants, hey-oh! Oh gosh, that's awkward. I don't have problems with sweat, fortunately. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but I'm super thin. I have real trouble kind of putting weight on. Oh goodness, camo. Not good luck. Not that I intend to tell you. I do not intend to tell you how to dress, but I've been reliably informed by a real life girl that camo is no good. Alrighty, so this area here is a much bigger area, so let's just use the cylinder brush here. And I think we've made it. We've made it to the end of the beach, and we should now be able to get the nice... I saw somebody there, that was weird. Let's use a bigger brush here. Maybe you can get away with camo shorts. So we're going to get the nice payoff of putting all the sand on this beach and finding out what it looks like. Oh yeah, beaches love sand. Okay. Suppose we can poke out here a little. It's kind of a weird song, this one, isn't it? The weird breathing. Like Darth Vader. Well, not really Darth Vader, is it? But hello, Gusty. How are you today, friend? I'm gonna bring this out a little more, and then we can bring out the step above as well, I think. I have not partooken of that in quite some time. Ah, well, that's, I don't know. I think, as I say, I think a lot of the problem is people just don't know. You just don't know. You know, I didn't know. I didn't know what was a major do or don't. A bit awkward. Like, oh wait, yeah, that makes sense, but I just didn't know. Cool, cool, cool. So we're so close now, so close. And we'll go through here. And into here. Goodness. Really, really very, very close to finishing. And it's only taken us all stream long. Well, me, I suppose. I've been the one who's been punching blocks like an idiot. It's paying off though. Go down here. And I'm just gonna try and take out that a little bit. And just smooth that in. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is irritating a little bit. I need this. These need to be basically fully straight now, don't they? There's not really any other way of doing it. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Right. I suppose we'll just do a last little cleanup here, and then we can get the sand on here. My goodness, when I was at university or college, I was just... it was a mess, really. I used to drink Coppa Berry, that's super, super sweet, like sugar cider, because I didn't really like the taste of anything else. Basically, it's an alcopop. I just drink that just every day, like just hundreds of them. Like my entire room, I blocked up the window with the cans for some reason. I thought that was a cool idea. Who needs daylight when we could have a big wall of alcopop cans? Monkey murder. I'm building a beach, and here is the beach. And oh my goodness, it's so smooth. It's paid off, guys. It paid off. Woohoo! So I'm just going to do... I'm not going to bother too much down here, but I just want to make this a little bit smoother. So I'm just going to do a blend ball down here. I'm going to do a slightly larger one. Whoa, that's too big. Let's do 10. And I'm just going to use it to just try and... Oh, come on, really? Interesting, the blend ball can't handle those spots there, and it's just shuffling them around. Yeah, it's really funny actually that it does that. It's fine though. I'll get rid of those by hand, and then I think we can put the sand on. I still do need to do this side here. I was thinking kind of rock pools could be cool, but let's put the sand on for now. So I'm going to do D5, and I'm going to do sandstone first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's by Ord, but I don't know, my metadata's not quite right, I think, so unfortunately we get this. I can't be bothered to go in and just sit down and sort out all the metadata, so you have to deal with by unknown. So what I'm doing here is I'm making the whole of the base here out of sandstone. Probably not really necessary, it's probably never going to be seen by anybody, but it might just save me a little bit of messing around in the future if I do expose some stuff that's down there. You know, it makes sense for it to be sandstone rather than anything else. Oh, this area here, actually, let's leave that, because I still need to do work on that area. I'm thinking I want to make it like rock pools, kind of a big rocky area. I need to remember to come, I must go downwards with this brush, because it only paints downwards. Yes. I love doing the painting. It's not. What do you mean it's already made for me? Nothing. There are no beaches like this in Minecraft by default. This was made by me. I made this. I maked this. Beaches, yeah. I mean, Minecraft's idea of a beach is like 15 blocks of sand next to a little river. Is Minecraft's idea of a beach. This is a beach. Now this is a beach. I mean, it's still not that big a beach. It's still a very small beach by real life standards, but it looks like a beach. Life's a beach, and then you die. The game generates, like I say, a tiny little 10 by 10, 10 by 3 like patch of sand. It's not really a beach, is it? I don't know if you've been in the real world, you will see that a beach can be miles and miles and miles long. There's a place in New Zealand, actually, 90 Mile Beach it's called. Now, it's called 90 Mile Beach. It's not 90 miles long, it's about 70 miles long. But 70 miles of flat golden sand is not equivalent to 18 square meters of flat golden sand that you might get in Minecraft. Boom, boom, boom. If you see what I'm saying, friend. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. I should probably use a big brush at this point, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let's maybe speed this up a little. Be 30, why not? Huge one. Boom. Easy. And let's get one in there. Gotta be a bit careful where I play this, because I don't want to accidentally hit something that I don't intend to. Well, I've got a mix on here. I quite like the Minecraft theme songs. I suppose a little. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think this word OCD is a bit, maybe perhaps thrown around a bit too much. I don't know that I have any OCD, but I mean, I can be a bit compulsive about some things. Yes. One thing, I don't know if it's OCD, I don't think it is. I think it's some physical condition that I have. If something's like touching my back, I can't stand it. I hate it. Like, it's the worst thing in the world for me, physically painful for me actually, is to go into like a movie theater and then have somebody kick the back of my chair. Like, I'll become irrationally enraged, like really angry. It's really, really weird. Very strange. Alright, so now we're going to do, let's do a D2 for sand, and we're going to take some sand, and we're going to have to size the brush down a little. Let's take a 15, and there we go. Gonna get some sandy sand on here, and we're not going to be able to see exactly where it is, so we're just going to have to kind of dumbly hop along, keep hitting the edges. I think we're okay for now. So just gonna, yeah, just keep spamming it everywhere essentially, because it's difficult to see. And it looks like we have some, this is sandstone here actually, looks like. Amazing. Some people. That's probably a good condition to have actually, instead of being a bit weird about things. I actually have I think it's it might be sensory processing disorder that I have actually, which is when certain things you just can't stand it. I have most things fine. I'm just fairly normal. One thing I absolutely cannot stand is I have like quite dry skin, and if I touch something that's also dry, like I don't know, something like a coarse newspaper, you know, like a cheap newspaper that's been recycled or whatever, it's not like smooth. That is like hell for me. Like it, just thinking about it makes me shudder. It's that bad. Get a little bit better nowadays, can kind of resist it a little bit, but yeah, it's a weird thing that I have. I think everyone has weird things. Yeah, like nails on chalkboard, like that. That's a common issue that people have. I get that same thing just for anything dry. If I touch anything dry, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah, also cotton, and yeah, that's pretty nasty. But yes, so it's the same kind of thing for me with the dry stuff, or I mean the worst one is the V word, velvet. We don't even say. I've got like a veto on saying the word, because even just thinking about it is just nasty. I hate it. It's the V word. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't really care that much, but well, there we go. Nice. We got a beach, and it looks like a freaking beach. Boom! I would happily hit up this beach. We could have some jungle along the top. I think that's going to look great, actually, if we hit up some jungle kind of around the edges here. That'll look nice. We can get some jungle on here too, I think. So let's do a BE lift now. And we're gonna... I want to make this kind of a rocky area so that we can, I say, kind of have some rock pools. So where is the water coming up to? It's coming up to here. So about here. So what I'm going to do is do a melt, I think. I'm going to do a melt, and we're going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to use this. Whoa, this one. I'm going to melt away the area here, so we can have kind of a nice flat surface to play with for our rock pools. And then I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do the rock pools themselves, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. Cool. Let's make use a lift brush here, and I'm just gonna lift a little bit so we can have kind of a bit of a rocky kind of section here. Maybe we can fit some trees on there, some palm trees perhaps. What time are we up to? Ooh, we're nearly out of time, so I think we'll just finish up with these rock pools and we can call it a day. So water, where is the water level? It's here, yeah. Oh wait, is this below the water level then? Yes, I think it is. Alright, I think we need to lift one more time. Yeah, I hear there's a lot of bugs in it. I mean, I thought the corals look kind of cool, but it's out, right? It's been released now, hasn't it? Sorry, excuse me. Just gonna bulk up a little bit here. Okay, I think this will work quite nicely actually. So we can get some rocky boys. So I'm just going to kind of lay out a few random, essentially rocky boys in here. Yeah, I think that kind of works. So what we can do is we can put, when we put the water in, it should kind of overlay, go in here in kind of a cool and interesting way. Wait, it's animated, is it? Oh, that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't like the fact that they've added like they keep going more and more for these kind of half blocks or like semi blocks. Like, it's not really what we wanted. I mean, corals should have been, in my opinion, should have just been put in as whole blocks. Oh, that's cool. Maybe you can make better animations for them. Alrighty, I'm gonna get the water in here because it's nearly time for me to go, and I want to see what it's gonna look like. Oh, I needed to do this area, didn't I? Let's do that real quick. So just going to use the blend ball on here and just try and make a little bit so that it's less, I mean it is just straight up. I know it is straight up just a cliff edge, but just trying to make it a little bit less of a cliff edge. Like, it's not very important, but I don't want it to be super boring. I mean, it is under the water, of course, it's not a huge deal. Good enough, I think. Yeah. Sure, if you can do it. If not, you can send it to me on. If you send it to me on Facebook, I'll be able to look at it, and I will take a look. And yeah, still, I spammed it so many times that we're still pinging away with it. I'm not clicking anymore. It's funny how the blend ball treats these. You might call them zigzag zips, I suppose, on the edge. Wow, I shouldn't have clicked as many times as I did. There we go. Okay. Right then, let's get this show on the road. I'm just gonna fly around, like, let's say here. This will do. Actually, let's go here. So there's one. I fly all the way over to here. We go here, and we go pos 2, and we go replace air water. And then go to that selection. You should be able to see. goodness, I didn't do this area. Oh well, we'll come back for that. You can see that all my work was in vain. No. Oh, that's cool. It's not what I had in mind, it's too high. But it's okay. We can still do it, I think. So if I... Oh, cool. I will check it out right after I close the stream, and if you stay in the stream chat, I'll respond in the chat. I just want to get the stream finished. This is not quite what I had in mind when I said rock pools. I was kind of thinking the height was going to be a little bit lower. Just gonna try make this area look a bit more like a pool as well. Yeah, cool. And I want to get some, I think I want to put some sand in here. So B overlay sand. B overlay D1 with a sand. What I had in mind. Real small brush here. Oops. I'm going to kind of spread it around a bit. Alrighty. Well, we're going to come back to this anyway. So, yeah, you could go for it. If you make something cool, I might... Oh, this is beautiful. You can have a go if you want. If you can make something... How do I want to word this? You can have a go. I won't promise to use it, is all I'm saying. So don't... yeah, don't go for it on the understanding that I will use it, but maybe I will. I don't know. I mean, my logo is not great. I can kind of use a new logo, but I'm somewhat fond of my current one. Let me just grab a water bucket in here. I think we can maybe get some better rock pools in here than what I've done actually, but. I am 25. Oh, goodness. Try throat. I'm 25. Wow, this is so good. This is such a worthwhile endeavor. That really looks nice. We need to do something with the cliff here, and on the other side too, but it's looking cool. Yeah. Okay, alright. My character or me? I mean, my character's probably 2 meters tall. I'm about 190. Oh, is it Dimitri? Well, hello again, friend. Oh, isn't that nice? Wow, isn't that pretty? Anyway, I'm gonna have to leave you guys because I gotta go to work. So I'm just gonna, I'll put the stream down. I'm gonna take a look at your link there, send nudes, and then I'll be heading off to work. So bye bye everybody, and thanks for watching. Somewhere here is the end stream button.